Grand Theft Auto 6's official trailer 1 is here, and I'm going to be doing a full breakdown and analysis for it in today's video, frame by frame. We're going to go over everything that was showcased today, including Vice City, its surrounding areas, and of course our two main protagonists, Jason and Lucia. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So in this first shot, as you can see, is a beautiful, nice sunset over what seems to be a highway with vehicles going one direction and other vehicles going in another direction. If we turn our attention to the top left of the screen, we can see some birds flying around in a circle, flocking together. We can also see what seems to be in the distance, the prison, which does get showcased a little bit later on in detail. And then we also have a plane flying above, overhead in the clouds. And onto the next shot, we see what seems to be a closer look at the prison. You can see a lot of the barbed wire on top of the fence, with once again those same flock of birds flying above close to the clouds. And then onto this next shot, we see our first official look at our playable female protagonist, Lucia, and she looks absolutely stunning. You can see the detail on her face as she turns and pans to the camera. You can even see inside the prison cell. It looks absolutely immaculate. Another few things I picked up on was, if you look at the back of her shirt, it does say inmate. And then if you look outside of that window, you can see a bunch of the other prison inmates looking like they're just hanging about. And then onto this next shot, we actually see our first piece of dialogue exchange between what it seems to be a counselor and Lucia. Take a listen.
Do you know why you're here? Bad luck, I guess.
So the counselor goes, "Do you know why you're here?" with Lucia responding, "Bad luck, I guess." This seems to be the equivalent of what Michael DeSanta was in GTA 5's first reveal trailer of, "Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather." So pretty interesting dialogue exchange in our first piece in the trailer. So what seems to be going on here seems to be like it's a counseling session between Lucia and this counselor. We can also pick up that in this counseling session, we can actually see the name for this lady on the plaque. As you can see in the middle half of the screen at the bottom, you can see her name is Stephanie. She's obviously got a lanyard on, a necklace on, and opening up a folder which perhaps indicates some details about Lucia and her crimes that she's committed. And then in this next scene, we get a bit of a front shot of Lucia, and I gotta say the facial details look absolutely incredible. If you just take a look at her, the detail is absolutely fantastic. Rockstar have nailed it to a T. And then onto this next shot, we see our first opening look at Vice City, its skyscrapers, and the beautiful skyline of its surrounding areas, such as the ocean, the boat, the birds flying by, the beach. It looks absolutely stunning. The detail is so incredible. Really fantastic, and is blowing me away just looking at this in comparison to GTA 5. And once the camera pans up, we see the immaculate detail in those skyscrapers and just the skyline itself. You can see that this city is packed with so much detail. It's so sprawling. It is so incredibly detailed in every way, shape, and form. You can also see as this pan happens, the Rockstar Games Presents graphic does come up. You can also see to the left a helicopter flying by towards the beach, but to the right we can actually see a Dodo seaplane with what it seems to be a banner on the back of it saying 919, why 69 when you can 919? I'm sure we'll get a better idea of that reference when we do learn a bit more about it. Then onto the next shot, we see this beautiful panning shot of these skyscrapers and these palm trees, which looks absolutely fantastic. Once again, the attention to detail is so stunning. And then onto this next scene, we see the Everglades, which is the outskirts of Vice City. You can see it's sort of a different type of scenery with a lot of different types of vegetation, obviously trees in the background. Once again, the birds flocking above. You can also see a hoverboat passing by, and what it seems to be two people on that, which could be Jason and Lucia. Then we also see some of the wildlife featured within Grand Theft Auto 6. You can see some, what seems to be some herrings and flamingos flying above. And this, of course, goes back to the wildlife being so detailed within GTA 6, adding upon what it was already in with RDR2. On this next shot, we see a closer look at the beach with a bunch of people on there sunbaking. You can also see some people just walking about. Even to the left of that to your screen, you can also see a guy spray tanning someone else. And then you can also see in the middle of the shot a muscly shirtless guy running with what appears to be perhaps a couple and a little dog in between them. Of course, to the right of that, you can also see some more people sunbaking with also some people in the water, and then a guy taking a photo of a girl's ass, which is absolutely hilarious. Pretty much represents a lot of the wild things in Grand Theft Auto. If you guys thought that Rockstar Games were going to go woke, definitely are sorely mistaken. And then onto this next shot, we see what seems to be the industrial area of Vice City. We can also see that moving crane picking up the container, of course the speedboats with a bunch of people coming towards us, and then also that plane once again flying above in the clouds. And then onto this next shot, you can see Lucia peering out of the convertible, standing up and raising her arms up in the air. It seems to indicate that she may be the one that's loose and crazy within this relationship with Jason. Another thing I've noticed is if you can look at the convertible, it seems like what is maybe perhaps like a red sort of Ferrari. You can see to the left of that a grey sort of supercar as well. Looks absolutely fantastic, the details, and it is a massive step up from GTA 5. You can clearly see that. And then onto this next shot, we can see a lot of the vehicles and perhaps maybe gangs within the Wynwood area of Miami, or in this case Vice City. I've got to say the color palette on here looks absolutely fantastic. You can obviously see a bunch of lowriders, one blue, one pink, and before that you can actually see a nice green car as well. Now this next shot pretty much represents what GTA really stands for: strippers and people just partying about, having a good time. And as you can see, once again, they are definitely not going woke with this. You can see to the left of this one guy in dreadlocks throwing money on the stripper's ass. Then you can see to the right what seems to be some stripper grinding on some dude. And then you also can see at the top of your screen it goes, "Make it rain Monday." So that should be something interesting that we will see in GTA 6's strip clubs. And then onto this next shot, we can see two guys which pretty much look like thugs doing a handshake. One guy in a bandana, another guy in what seems to be dreadlocks, some chains, and a white singlet. As you can see, once again, the detail absolutely fantastic. And then onto this next shot, we can see Vice City up from above at nighttime. And the details on the buildings at nighttime with the lighting looks absolutely so unreal. It really looks absolutely amazing, and Rockstar Games have done an absolutely incredible job with the lighting. And this is what I was going back to saying earlier with the Rage engine, with this new Rage engine for GTA 6, they're going to go above and beyond with this. And then onto this next shot, we see what seems to be Ocean Drive with some flashy sport cars. There's just so much happening here. Like, we can see one guy getting out of a cheetah, which does seem to be like a throwback to GTA Vice City. And to the right, we can actually see some homeless guy sitting down with an iguana on his shoulder. And to the right of that, some people walking in groups. And if you guys remember to the leaks back in September of last year, you do remember that a lot of the people do seem to be walking in groups. I wonder if that will have a bit of an effect in terms of the NPC and the interactions that you have with them. There is just so much going on here. The city is bustling with life, with the palm trees. You can also see the restaurants, the neon lights, oh, it looks absolutely stunning. On this next shot, we have a bit of an insight into what the nightclubs are going to be looking like within GTA 6. A bunch of people just partying around, having an absolutely fantastic time. On this next shot, we see a seaplane flying above the beautiful ocean and what seems to be a bridge leading to the Keys West, which will lead us to the southern part of the outskirts of Vice City. On this next shot, we see what seems to be potentially Lucia. I'm not quite sure on this one. It probably is maybe her or just some lady in a white bikini. And you can see the hair physics as she turns around looks absolutely immaculate. And obviously the details behind it. You can see a granny to the right of that just chilling in the pool with a couple of other people to the right of that just hanging about. One lady with what seems to be a cocktail in her hands. And behind that, the guy standing looking at his phone. And then beyond that, just some other people in a group just looks like they're just chilling and hanging about on the decking area. And then this next shot, we see in the background a beautiful sort of sunset shining through, and then in the forefront we can see the signage which reads Vice. And on this next shot, we see what seems to be some people partying and posing for this video with some guy recording on his phone. And it seems to be what, I don't know, perhaps maybe the social media and the interactivity between the phones within GTA 6. See the way it's recorded in sort of a portrait mode with a caption at the bottom that says, "Dad Bod Squad, a puppy, save some sugar baby for the rest of us." Once again leading into the crazy wacky side of GTA. And then onto this next shot, we see what seems to be a ranger trying to get out a crocodile alligator out of a pool, and with the caption reading, "With official poach, stay alert Vice City, remember to check for uninvited guests before the pool party." Then onto this next shot, you can see some chick twerking on top of the roof of a car. You can see the car going by the palm trees and the skyline in the background. In this next scene, we see what seems to be illegal street racing and drag racing. You see a bunch of people surrounding the cars at night time. Looks very, very lively. In this next shot, we see what seems to be a bunch of girls just hanging about. And this seems to be what I think is probably a TikTok parody with a bunch of people just commenting on a live. And this next scene, we see what seems to be an alligator walking in straight through the doors in what seems to be like a grocery store. This next shot was a really interesting one, showcasing some body cam footage of police breaking into someone's place. Wonder if this is like a side mission or something that we'll be able to do within GTA 6. Of course, we'll learn more details as more stuff comes out. This next shot showcases some fat guy running away from the cop that goes, "Usually gotta hit the strip club to see jiggle like that for real." With Planet Leonida Man making that caption, you can just tell this is gonna be so freaking hilarious. And then some more crazy stuff. You see a guy out of the car doing a crotch grab. It goes, "General Custard Cannon, only in Leonida is a crotch grab an apology for bad driving." You can also see some signage in the background which does say Vice Beaches, Port Vice City Keys, and of course Vice Airport and Kelly Country. And once again, more crazy shenanigans with some guy just peering out of on the top of a door. "Rest in peace, Rudy. See you in heaven, cuz." And then this next shot, you can see what it seems to be an old man just watering his garden with, yes, what you can see, a G-string and a hat. And the next shot, we can see what seems to say in the bottom right corner, Thrillbilly Mud Club. See 3 people partying, having a good time drinking. You can also see a monster truck, the USA flag in the background. The mud looks very, very detailed. Once again, using that word, it sounds like a broken record, but it's definitely true. Rockstar are just absolutely insane with the attention to detail with this. This next shot, we can actually see a granny, and it says at the bottom, "Neighborhood watch, don't play around in Hamlet." She looks like she's not very happy. This next one, you can see some people just partying, having a good time. You can see one guy just doing what seems to be an elbow drop on the table. What an absolutely drunken mess they all are. And this next shot showcases Jason driving. You can also see him peering over, looking out in the front of the window. He obviously does look like he has a bit of a different sort of character model comparison to the September leaks from last year. He obviously got a little bit of a haircut, as we can see as well. You can also see that bunch of the cop cars just flying by. We can see also signage in the left side of the screen saying it cures emotions. And then in this scene, there is actually a bit of dialogue that I want you to pay attention to. Take a listen.
The only way we're gonna get through this is by sticking together, being a team.
The only way we get through this is by sticking together, being a team. I think that is something that's going to be key within the relationship and may alter depending on your choices. We know that with Red Dead Redemption 2, there was multiple endings. We may see the same situation occur with GTA 6. I want to say in this next scene, you can see Lucia with a bandana around her neck. You can also see her holding a stack of cash. She looks very, very detailed as she turns around. The facial animations looks absolutely stunning. And this next shot, we can see sort of a live reporting with the returning Weasel News media outlet from GTA 5 with the headline reading, "No overturning zone, cops arrest man who flipped his car after Pee-wee's dine and dash." And this next shot, we see what looks like a prison inmate with some tattoos on his face and some colored hair with the corrections sheriff's office in the background. Seems to be another headline from a news outlet, which seems to be maybe a South American news outlet. And this next scene showcasing a bunch of people doing some wheelies with their dirt bikes, people filming on the side, which looks like perhaps maybe one of the lower socioeconomic status neighborhoods. Then this next shot, we actually see a bunch of those, perhaps maybe same people riding those dirt bikes going around the cops. We can see the Weasel News headline this time saying, "Dirt bike, dirt bags, cops fail to stop things on motorbikes terrorizing Vice City." This next shot, we see what seems to be a larger, fatter fellow with his dreadlocks. Seems to be, once again, illegal street racing. You can see the attention to detail, high rollers mag lifestyle. And this next shot, we see what seems to be Jason and Lucia robbing a liquor store. You can see some of the different types of alcohol on the shelf in the background. It does look like what we know about GTA 6 in terms of the leaks from last year, but of course the reputable information that this Bonnie and Clyde-like couple, Jason and Lucia, will be going throughout the state of Leonida, which of course is Florida, and Vice City, robbing different types of stores. In this next shot, we can see Jason and Lucia driving around what seems to be one of the locations outside of Vice City, drifting around. I think this is probably Jason and Lucia getting away from probably the previous robbery that they just did, and probably getting away and probably going to the next safe house. It seems to be that they are on the run. They're criminals, obviously trying to get away and move to different sort of locations, different safe houses to try and get away from the cops. And in this next shot, we can actually see Jason and Lucia. I think it is in actually the same motor as the one from last year in the September leaks. There's a bit of dialogue in this one as well, so make sure to take a listen to this one.
Trust?
Trust.
As you can see, a dialogue exchange with Lucia saying trust, and with Jason responding and agreeing, going trust. Obviously not much more to go off onto that one, but there might be something interesting that we will learn from that later on down the track. And the closing scene ends with Lucia and Jason barging through what seems to be that same liquor store, and they're pointing their guns probably at the clerk, about to demand money. But as you can see in the background, the lighting looks absolutely immaculate once again. But this does seem to prove that this Bonnie and Clyde-like couple, Jason and Lucia, are on the run and trying to do everything they can to try and make ends meet. I think that is definitely going to be the story of GTA 6 and the theme, and this definitely does prove it within this full trailer. And then the scene ends beautifully with the Grand Theft Auto 6 official logo being presented to us. Over the last decade, there have been countless mock-ups, but we finally get to see the official GTA 6 logo reveal. And of course, it is not getting called GTA or just GTA Americas. It is GTA 6. And in my personal opinion, it looks absolutely fantastic. The color palette that they're going for at the bottom, you can see a bit of the orange, at the top bit of the pinkish purples, and it just looks fantastic. You can see in between the I and the V, you've got the palm trees in the middle of that with the Grand Theft Auto logo coming down very nicely. Absolutely beautiful. And then we see the release date coming up, coming 2025. So as we can see right there, it seems that Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive weren't that confident to put a 2024 release date. It seems that they knew that they weren't going to meet the targeted release date of 2024. So it seems to be we're going to have to be waiting, looks like another couple years for GTA 6 to arrive, but absolutely fantastic. You can also see the Rockstar logo there at the end to finish off. But as you can see, yes, that is it. Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming in 2025, and we are going to be covering all of the upcoming news in relation to Rockstar Games and GTA 6 in the following days after this trailer. So you don't want to miss any of that. Please make sure to subscribe to Project Vice, like and comment down below. I'm sure you guys were absolutely hyped seeing this trailer, as was I, for the first time that we actually got to see Rockstar Games officially unveil GTA 6 for the first time. I'm sure there'll be following trailers after this as well. Make sure to sub to the channel, like and comment down below. But that, guys, stay safe, and I am out.